Anybody else in the room?
You may address the red shirts saying funding isn't that important and you see grassroots movements emerging, but I would argue that as soon as you see them in the public eye, that is still at the mass rallies. And that is the mass rallies, and there's usually associating to Thaksin. Can he phone in? Can we see him live? Can we hear him? And I mean, there's two things. One is it really, well, does it need these masses to actually have mass impact? And will it get them without Thaksin's funding? Or does Thaksin need to go away actually to make the red shirts into what you would like them to be?
Okay, if any of you have heard in the news at all, Thailand's had a bit of a problem in the past few months about the counterfeit 1,000 baht bills. And a lot of people don't know where that came from, but I'll just tell you on that. Thaksin sends money for his red protesters. That's a fact. Well, I can't prove it, but it's a known kind of thing. But
it's your opinion, yes.
It's my opinion, but yeah. Okay. But what's been happening is that the money he's been sending, the local politicians who are his supporters there, have been basically exchanging these real bills for fake bills to be distributed to the people who come and gather at these political events. Right. So, I mean, it's great criticising the PAV and all, but you know, the red, it's...
Okay, so your charge is that Thaksin is funding the counterfeit bills which are distributed at the red rally?
Indirectly.
Indirectly, okay.
Just let people know.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that's hearsay. I heard the fake 1,000 baht bills were coming from PAD and Santi, so I'm afraid I heard exactly the opposite.
So there we have the opposite point of view. The counterfeit bills.
So there's two stories.
Yeah, where do the counterfeit bills come from anyway? That's the question.
Hi, I was wondering about the funding, because for a mass movement, we do need kind of to gather lots of people together. And in Thailand, a lot of people, like a lot of the population are still kind of farmers, they're working on a day-to-day basis. So I can't kind of see this mass movement, mass revolution per se, happening anytime soon. So I was wondering if there are any kind of, ways or what you actually foresee.
About the well, I would name it the Thaksin formula. You asked Ajahn Giles if the red shirt people were void of this whole cult of personality Thaksin, which in my opinion is their alternative to the king's one. Now, is it then your duty as a social democrat to promote this removal of the Thaksin cult of personality from the red people to really prove their legitimacy as the supporters of democracy?
Right, so that was an interesting question about the cult of personality around Thaksin in the red shirts, which is seen as equivalent almost to the cult of the monarchy. And does this need to be removed for the red shirts to develop as social democrats? Is that right? Yeah. Yes?
Yeah, I was wondering, what do you think is the international perception of Manchester and is this affecting Thailand and internationally?
Yeah, so what's the international perception of the Lese Majesty laws? From the point of view, from the perspective of Penn, we see that the development of the use of insult laws to criminalise writers and pro-democracy activists is something which is certainly not unique to Thailand. It happens in Turkey, for example. If I could just make a quick comment about why Giles chooses to lead the campaign from here. I think this is something that is utterly understandable. And if we just take the case of another persecuted writer, imprisoned writer who Penn supported, that's Mohammed Nasheed, who was imprisoned as a pro-democracy activist and opposition politician. And he went into exile in this country, founded a new party. He's now president of the Maldives. Only 3 years ago, Penn was supporting we were holding a demonstration in his support outside the Maldivian High Commission, and this was just one contribution to the build-up of support, not only internationally, but in his own country. And it's now taken him to be ruler of the Maldives. So this can be a very good way to go. Okay, Charles. hand over to you.
A lot of people talk about vote buying in a patron-client system. Now, it's very ironic that the political party and the leader, the Prime Minister, that actually was reducing the patron-client system and vote buying was Thaksin Shinawatra, because people were starting to vote for this party for its politics, for the fact that it offered universal health care, for the fact that it offered village funds, for the fact that it offered all sorts of other benefits for poor people. It meant that actually the old patron-client systems weren't actually winning. They were losing to Thai Rak Thai because people were voting for Thai Rak Thai for its policies. And I don't believe, a lot of people in my university, a lot of Thai intellectuals say that Thaksin was building a patron-client system. Now, if you have a political party that offers policies that are beneficial to the population, like the universal healthcare system, and they vote for this party en masse, surely that's democracy. That's not patron-clientism. That's giving the electorate what they want. But these people in my university, the people that supported the yellow shirts, they say, the people are being tricked. They're stupid. You know, they shouldn't have voted for a government that gave them a universal health care system. If they'd been more educated, they'd have known it was bad for them to have a universal health care system. Cult of personality. Yes, there's a problem with the cult of personality, but let's compare, first of all. People like Thaksin Shinawatra because of what he actually did. The universal health care, the policies in the villages. And there's no law that I know of, and there was no law during his government, that said that if you criticize Thaksin Shinawatra, you go to prison for 15 years. Let's take the other cult of personality, the king. Now, why are we supposed to love the king? Why are people made to wear yellow shirts every Saturday, or were? Why were people made to go into mourning when his sister died? And you know what the foreign press in Thailand was saying about the funeral? They were saying it was the most expensive bonfire on earth. That's greed for you. So there is a difference here between enforced cult of personality, one based on complete irrationality, and one which is based on some rationality. Now, let's get back to the issue of the party. Now, I'm not going to be, little me here is not going to be able to tell the red shirts what to do. I'm not going to be able to tell them, you've got to stop loving Thaksin. You know, it doesn't work like that. And I haven't got the right to do that. But what I have got the right to do is make suggestions about how we should build the party. And people will agree with them or disagree with them, and so on. The party needs to be built within Thailand. I can't build it from here. But what I can do is write articles and make suggestions, and this is what I will continue to do. Every week I will be sending articles into Thailand, past the Ministry of Censorship in many ways. There are lots of ways we can do this, and I hope that other people will be taking part in trying to shape this new party. It won't be a socialist party. It will be a party for freedom, democracy, and citizenship. And hopefully it will be a party that supports a welfare state. And hopefully even more, it might be a party that states that its aims are for a republic to be built in Thailand. But all these things are things that people will have to determine on the ground in Thailand. In terms of funding, people can chip in their 10 baht, 20 baht, 30 baht, and it will still grow and still be active. But I think that what's very important is that people educate themselves politically, and that they have the confidence to lead, and they don't look to anybody to lead them. They don't look to Thaksin, they don't look to me, they don't look to anybody else, but they come together and share ideas, and that is my dream of building the Red Shirt Party in Thailand. Thank you very much for coming to this meeting.